Do you take that money? My Kate's face right there. I'd like to pay my debt. I'd like to pay my debt as quick as possible. Give me all your money!
Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So, out of sheer luck, I was completely incapacitated last night. And I was busy last night and couldn't do a video about our strikes on Iran. And that ended up working out to my favor because I have a 100 times better video to show you guys because I had all night and this morning to do a bunch of research that I'm going to share with you guys. Things that no one is putting together right now. That is just objectively, almost certainly exactly what is happening. So we're going to talk about that right now. We're also going to look at the satellite images of the Iran's, like the sites that we bombed, which these are satellite images. They're crazy. Like you can see, you can see what happened, dude. Like if they're underground. So obviously you're not going to be able to see the actual state of the facility themselves, but you can see enough from these satellite images. Oh my God, we obliterated these places. Okay. So we're going to look at that. But first, I think what's more important to discuss is why we did this. Okay. Like really why we did this and where this all came from. And we're going to have to go a long ways back for you guys to understand Donald Trump's decision-making process when it comes to this thing that just happened, okay? Now, before we talk about that, though, obviously it's like, okay, well, what's Iran going to do, right? We just essentially, I don't know, if that's not an act of war, I don't know what is, Hey, what are you guys doing over there? Oh, we're enriching uranium for energy sources for our population. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, well, we're going to drop bunker bombs on you, and no, you're not, Like blowing up infrastructure that is energy. You know how many wars have been fought over energy? Maybe all of them. Japan bombed Pearl Harbor because we paused oil exports to them. We were like, no, we're not going to give you guys any more oil. They attacked the Pacific Fleet, So this is all always over energy. Now, in this case, this is over enriching uranium to the point of having a nuclear bomb. Now, here's the other thing. When I first saw this, obviously, was like many other people who had voted the way that we had. We were like, what the? We specifically voted exactly opposite of this. We literally could not have been more clear about where we stand on us using our military against foreign nations that have essentially nothing to do with us. Okay, like we didn't vote for that. And this morning, after doing the amount of research that I did, I've softened on that actually. And but you're going to have to go back, like I said, to really understand the origins of where this came from. But so how Iran is responding is the Iran government moves to block major oil and gas routes. So they voted to block the Strait of Hormuz, and apparently that is going to put 20% of the world's oil and gas flow out of commission. So obviously a 20% drop in oil supply is going to be a massive economic hit to everyone who uses oil and gas, which is every person on earth. However, in a move that demonstrates the pre-planned nature of this to almost a certainty, is quietly in the last couple months, Trump passed massive deregulation of the oil industry in the Midwest. So we are going to be able to, we're going to be producing our own oil to mitigate what they almost inevitably would do, because that's what they can't fight us with military. Iran's going to fight our military. They can't. So what are they going to do? Most predictable thing ever. They're going to try to withhold oil, which is the entire reason we care about them in that region. But Trump was on it months ago. So clearly this has been planned for a long time.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit, even when other lenders won't.
Here's the other.
So basically, guys, if you guys don't know, the United States dropped the bomb on Iran. Oh, not interested in it, so that's
other thing. So I think about the sequence of events related to how this came about, right? It's like Israel just launches an attack on Iran, and everybody's like, What are they like? Hey, Israel, I think you guys are doing, you might be doing a little too much, guys. You know, maybe doing a little bit too much. I stay out of having like really strong opinions about what's going on in the Middle East because like I don't have the context, knowledge, etc. to share any meaningful thoughts on why Israel's doing this around, you know what I mean? But it's like, I think objectively, the population can look and be like, Jesus, you guys are still bombing Gaza. Everybody, like, seems like the world is pretty strongly against what you're doing, and then you're going to start another war? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know? But clearly, this was a joint operation with the United States because, and you know, Trump plays it out like, oh, you know, I don't know, but hey, they should make a deal. Hey, they should make a deal. Hey, they should make a deal. Hey, we're going to take a 2-week pause before, like, while we decide whether or not we're going to attack them. Okay. Obviously, that was strategy. Okay. Because he knew we were going to attack them. Of course. You think Trump didn't know we were going to attack them when he said we're going to take a 2-week pause? Of course he knew. And the reason why Israel attacked them first is because they were taking out air defenses, right? So Israel attacks them. They're taking out air defenses, which is the, you know, I mean, the thing that would put our operation at risk if we're going to bomb them. And we are pretending that we are not on board with this or connected to it so that they won't see it coming when we hit them. Okay, like this is exactly what happened, almost certain, right?
It's much easier.
It's really fucking smart. If you like, it's pretty, like the way this was played was genius, and there were no leaks. No one knew anything about what was going on. Like that is a brilliant execution of strategy across the, you know, deregulation in the Midwest. So we prepare for what their response is going to be, and then all this misdirection, and Trump. And given the fact that Trump had handled the tariffs the way that he had, it's played it perfect, you know, because he does the tariffs, he says this, and then he's like, oh, we're taking a 90-day pause, you know, or the other, you know, like he's done a lot of these like these pauses on like, oh, the TikTok ban, you know, or TikTok ban, we're gonna do a pause, like he has, you know, established that he's a guy that, oh, you know, we'll push this out a little ways. So it completely, you know, like then no one saw it coming, you know what I mean? But you know, like, it still doesn't change the fact that, you know, we're involved in a foreign conflict. But now, let me give you a little bit of context of, like, the real reason that this is actually happening. Because I have a feeling that many people have the same sentiment as I did prior to this, which is like, okay, like, Iran can't have a nuclear bomb. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't want them to nuke Israel. I don't want anyone to attack anyone with nukes. But I have a very hard time believing that just because, like, it's Iran, that they're going to behave completely differently than every other country that has them, which is they don't nuke anyone because then they're going to face potential nuclear attack on their own side. Now, you would think, like, obviously, every time I talk about this topic, I think to myself, like, just that being the mindset of every country, which it is, you know, we don't want to use nukes because we don't want them to use nukes on us. It's like, how about you don't want to use nukes because you don't want to burn women and children to death in the hundreds of thousands, even millions. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, maybe we should not do that so we're not absolutely outright evil people who indiscriminately murder women and children. And here's the thing, let me show you this. So real quick, okay, I pulled this up because this dude, he just like walked around Tehran a few months ago and he was just going around like, hey, this is what it's like in Tehran. Okay, so I want to play this for you real quick.
To welcome Iran.
Yeah.
Yes. Man.
Yeah.
Hello, Angel. خواهم شما. داداش رود بس.
What was that?
رود بس. مازن نرم بابور سر رود بس. Where are you from?
The U.S. The U.S.
آمریکا.
America, yeah.
آمریکا.
Yeah.
بچه آمریکا بالا. بچه نیوجرسی، بچه منهتن. اما ایسان چه خبر؟
I don't know what they're saying. Hopefully it's something good. I think it's good.
Hello. پرچم بچه آمریکا بالا. My name is Daniel Safari. بچه سلمان سفری.
All right, you got the...
Just like regular people, dude. Just regular people. You know, all of them have a mom and dad. Just regular folks in Tehran. And so it's like, you know, when people think about these attacks, they just don't see other people. It's like, They're just regular people like you and me, dude. Okay? Would you burn your next door neighbors that you don't know? Like, go down the street, three houses. Hey, do you know them? No. Do you know their names? No, I don't, actually. Well, would you go and pour gasoline on their house and then burn their house down with them in it? What? I'm just saying, like, you don't know them. Like, would you light their house on fire and burn their whole family to death? What the? Of course not. You're all okay, but you would support us dropping a nuke on another country and do that to an entire city? Like, what are you fucking talking about? Of course, like, it's an evil thing to do. I don't like the whole dynamic of like mutually assured destruction. It's like, how about you just don't do that? Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Okay, I might be living in a utopia world that's not the reality, obviously. Now, I did a 30-minute video and realized I forgot to show the satellite images, so I'm literally shoehorning this in. So if there's like a little bizarre cut here, that's why. Okay, because we had a lot of other stuff. Like the meat and bones of this video is coming after this, but I wanted to show the satellite images real quick. Okay, so check this out.
He's awesome.
So this image on top is the This is the Fordo site. This is the main one. The day on the 20th. So the day before the attacks, and you can see, you can see what the landscape looks like. Like, look at this mountain right here. These are mountains. Okay, they're gone, dude. Look at that crater right there. Now, it is a little bit concerning when you look at this because what you see here is a flattened mountain, and in the crater, this has to be where they hit. But I don't see, I don't know. I don't see any remnants of the plant. You know, this thing over here is the only indicator of where the plant, is. So hopefully we like actually hit it and took it out as opposed to it actually being over here and we missed it. You know what I mean? And then on this one here, this one I can't really you can see where, so if you look at the top right corner of both images, you can see this is where we hit, because you can see there's like all this buildup right here, and then this is kind of flattened out. Otherwise, if it's not there, I can't really tell. And then this one, we flattened this area right there, if you can see that. Like, so this is the area that is just flattened out. But again, it's hard to say because those bombs go underground. Like the bombs go, they try to shoot these bunker busters into the identical hole that the first one goes in. It's like whoop, and then they try to go whoop. And actually on this one, you can see the bunker busters right there. I'm pretty sure, because those three holes are not on this one right here. So if you look on this one, you see those three holes. I'm gonna say almost certainly that is where the bunker busters landed, because I heard them say they try to land them in the same hole. And so this is where they hit, and then look at it, just eviscerated this entire mountainside. Now, if you've never seen an underground nuclear test, okay? Like if you've never seen an underground nuclear test, it's wild. And candidly, I don't know. I don't know what are in these bunker busters, dude. I have no idea. But given the fact that it's flattening mountains, is it possible that we have tactical nukes in those things, and we knew that no one will know? No one will know if we use a tactical nuke that detonates underground, like into a mountain. Okay, so like this is what it looks like.
Yeah, dragon lair.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a big bomb, right? So it's an atomic. I can't remember. Wait, hang on. This one. Let me see how many. Like what the. They don't have the yield of that one on there. But yeah, and then here's this other one. Like these are I can't remember what the.
Right near a cow. Don't kill the cow. Oh shit, that was. Yeah. Did the cow die?
See, so you wouldn't know, dude. Like the bunker busters, do you think they would tell us? You know what I mean? Like if there are tactical nukes on the end of those bunker busters, you think they would tell us? I don't think so. But anyway, so we'll hopefully we got what we were shooting at. But nonetheless, all right, when I got into the history, specifically though, the history of the Iranian hostage crisis and the Iranian Revolution, and realized that Trump was 35 years old when this happened. 35 years old. Okay, when this hostage situation that we're going to go through right now happened, Trump was 35. Okay, now when 9/11 happened, was way old enough to like where that impacted me the same way as it would right now. You know what I mean? Like there's no difference in how I interpreted 9/11 now versus then. And that day is ingrained in my mind in a way that like I remember exactly where I was when I turned on the TV. I know exactly what happened. Literally like to an embarrassing degree. Okay. I had an ex-girlfriend that I was always trying to like separate from in college, but then I would get drunk and then I would accidentally like hook up with her or whatever. And I remember that like the night before, so we had some event or something, like we had some event. So there's a reason why it was like a Tuesday. If I remember correctly, I think it was a Tuesday morning. And I woke up like hungover to my mom had called over and over and over. And my first thought